Here's what's on the tube tonight. Reba on the WB, Friday Night SmackDown on UPN. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy is back. They're in action in Vegas on Bravo. Reality Bites, the classic flick on the Oxygen Network. And the horror flick The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson on A&E. Well, we are very excited to have Bob Saget in the house.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
I'm always puzzled when it says Queer Eye for the Straight Guy and Friday Night SmackDown in the same lineup. I don't know whether to watch or get a bag of ice. I don't know what to do.
You are working on something. It's a takeoff of March of the Penguins.
Yes.
Give us the scoop.
Well, for 6 months I've been working on this movie. It just came as an idea. I was watching March of the Penguins at my friend's house and said, this is funny. I'd like to do what I did on America's Funniest Home Videos. You know, I would voice it over, the goober clips I did. And the clips were good. I was a goober. But they're just like penguins walking around, you know. I want a piece of fish. You know, it just seemed, they walk 70 miles for a piece of fish. And then they mate. And then they walk the women walk 70 miles back. It just seemed like a great relationship.
And then get eaten by sea lions.
Some of them get a sea lion. We have that happen in the film. I don't want to give it away, but Whoopi Goldberg gets eaten. But I didn't give it away. But it's one of those movies you can give away things. But I've made this movie. It's called Farce of the Penguins, as in the Shakespearean word farce. And Samuel Jackson narrates it. And it's myself and Louis Black and Monique and Tracy Morgan and a lot of guests, like Whoopi and Jason Alexander and Dane Cook.
Did you go down to Antarctica, or do you have any? What was the ice situation?
The ice was, we just had to make sure it was crushed and we had something to drink with it. We had 150 hours of penguin footage that we've gone through. It's been a nightmare. It was produced by David Permit and myself. David's made a lot of movies, Face Off, but a ton of movies and doing a bunch now. And the editor, Michael Miller, has been in hell. He and the other two guys have been in an editing room for 6 months, and they've been editing, and we keep rewriting. I kept been rewriting it, and he edited a lot of Coen Brothers movies like Raising Arizona and stuff. So it's penguins, and there's Penguin R-rated stuff.
Bob Saget staying with us. He's at the Orlando Improv all weekend long. Don't go anywhere, Bob. Well, welcome everybody to the Friday edition of the Daily Buzz. Bob Saget on set here, everybody.
Thank you.
And Bob will be performing all weekend long at the Orlando Improv, but you're getting a lot of attention for your stint on Entourage, and also it seems like after Aristocrats, you just completely blew up.
I've blown up whatever family stuff I used to do. And I'm a big supporter of the family, but Aristocrats was not a regular family treat.
No.
So this is the badass Bob we were talking about. Right?
Yeah, my ass is okay, but I you know, I just do what I can. I just want to be funny, you know, and if I'm not to some people, I totally get it, but I've been doing more colleges, performing, I mean, and I've been also doing a lot of theaters, and it's a lot of fun for me to do stand-up. I love making people laugh.
Ever drive down a beautiful street and then you see it, that one house that stands out from all the rest because it's just ugly? Well, that's all about to change in Euclid, Ohio. The city council has banned the use of all blankets, garbage bags, newspapers, or any other disgusting items that people are using in place of curtains. Residents will still be able to use those shades and mini blinds and other conventional window coverings in their houses and apartments as long as they hang them properly. And people who choose not to listen to the new law will receive warnings, face up to 6 months in jail, and a $1,000 fine. So we kept Bob Saget around here to give us his 2 cents on, you know, this new law there in Euclid, Ohio.
It upsets me because I had my whole house shaken baked. I had a blanket, and I saran wrapped it, and I bubble wrap it in case it ever falls in a quake. And it's very upsetting to me that I can't make a patchwork out of all the garbage of the earth around my home.
Now, last hour I made the bad joke, but it may have been good for funniest videos that the judge would pass sentence and say, "It's curtains for you, Saget." You know,
think that's very funny.
If it were the shake and bake.
It's a. I don't know, but
What about
I can't
LA?
top that.
What are your neighbors? There must be some strange houses out in the Hollywood Hills.
They're actually, my neighbors next door are very, very elderly, and I'm just waiting because I really like their land. So I was thinking of just throwing a blanket right over the house and just hoping they just have a nice sleep. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not wishing that or anything. But you know what's really nice is a patchwork of, like, you know, duct tape.
Yes.
You know, and blankets and tin foil and things like that. So you never know if it's pop art or just a homeless person that made it big.
It's like that crazy guy in LA who has the car that he decorates with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those people. There's a guy that dresses his car up as a chicken.
Why?
I don't know. I think he's got the bird flu.
I think I know, because in LA, if you don't have the sweet ride, you might as well dumb it down.
See, I don't know about that. Some girls will say, I've been on dates with women, not girls. I apologize. I've been with women, and they'll say, oh, you have the same car. And yeah, but I got it like a year ago. So I think they want a new car the next day. They're good people.
Now, has your love life changed since you've been on Entourage?
Yeah, I've been dating most of the girls from that show.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, my love, not really. You know, I still don't like to have people know where I live because I have 3 daughters and stuff. So I have a kind of a psychotic life. It's in between dating and in between being a single man. I am single. My ex-wife, I don't date her anymore, but she's got a good house that I got for her and her boyfriend. And but my love life hasn't changed that much, really. It's kind of the same as it's always been.
Tell us about that character you're playing on Entourage. I saw this scene. I was at the health club working out. I couldn't hear the volume, but you were surrounded by, I think, a dozen scantily clad females.
Yes, yeah, it happens. You know, I do a lot of social work. I'm trying to help. I have an intern training school at home.
Oh, I gotcha.
No, that's not true. It was something they thought would be funny to see how it is to roll with me. In fact, Jamie Kennedy's a friend of mine. He's got a series on MTV right now, and I'm on that show in the same kind of character. It's just me who was, you know, I was Danny Tanner, so it's like the guy that told the video show jokes. Let's see how badass he is. So they got me. It's a song's called "Rollin' with Saget," and it premieres in 3 weeks on MTV. It's the same thing. I like slap a doorman, and John Stamos and George Lucas are in it. It just shows how cool you are if you roll with me. I know, it doesn't make any sense.
It's Saget.
Right.
Yes.
It's opposite day.
Now, what about your stand-up? Like we mentioned, you're going to be performing here in Orlando, but
what kind of, and tomorrow night at the Improv.
What kind of style? What kind of style?
I don't think it's like. I guess Rodney Dangerfield, who used to be a friend of mine, I emulate that, or I just don't stop. It's like hitting a body bag for an hour. For me, I don't have time for therapy. I've been very busy, so I do this, and it's an R-rated. It's not X-rated. So you need to be, you know, you can be 18 with a really good laminated ID,
right?
You know, but I just love doing it. So the moment I hit the stage, I'm cracking up that people are there to see me, and it's interesting that so many young people come to see me, so many college kids and high school kids that pretend they're college kids, and then older people that pretend they're college kids.
And how do you deal with, you know, they're always hecklers, are they
right.
not? How do you deal with that?
Well, if they're really jerky, they're always asked to leave no matter where it is. But if they're really nice and they just live in a house that's made of blankets and tin foil, and
chickens on their cars,
chickens, driving a chicken, I love talking to people. So if people are nice, I get a crack out of it. I just think it's really funny.
So it doesn't throw you off, you know?
No, I'm sorry, what?
It doesn't throw you off.
No, you threw me off. I'm really sorry. I said something horrible to somebody, and I could say it on the air because it really isn't dirty. I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Jorge." And I said, "I didn't ask you what your wife eats in the barn." And it's a heckle line, and it wasn't very nice. It was just the other night, and I wasn't even thinking, and it's not suitable for morning television. But it is for this show. There's something your show's very loose.
Well, everybody, Bob Saget, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
He is performing in Orlando at the Orlando Improv, so thank you so much. We'll look forward to The Farce of the Penguins coming out next year.
Thank you very much. I'll drunk dial you later.
Will you please? I would really appreciate that. And I expect it. And I'm glad you got out of the house okay this morning, because I left you the key. And
you did? Yeah. What was that? You left it under the mat.
I might. Oh, you know what? That's what I did. Mitch, over to you.